Good morning. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. No snow's going to slow us down. Gary Bolson, Men on the Move in studio. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning again, Adam. Still here chugging along with the sun in my face.
Right, the sun came out. You know what's funny? This morning on the way in early, the moon was so beautiful and so big. It made me think the earth was flat. 248-539-9797. Shout out Saturday, in case anyone wants to know. All the snowplow contractors out there want to give you a shout out. Text us, 248-539-9797. Let us know how hard you're working. Police, fire, EMS, all essential workers, thank you. And if you have a question Google can't answer, we'd love to hear from you. And, of course, Gary Bolson from Men on the Move in studio. We were talking earlier about having a live estimate in the house or doing it during FaceTime and Zoom. He's the old school. He says, nothing beats in live. And I went online and asked you guys for a poll, and I'm getting crushed. I'm getting absolutely crushed. Everybody's like, in person. Duh. In fact, one guy called me a jerk. Anyways, hey, Adam, I received 3 quotes when I moved from Austin, Texas to Grand Rapids, Michigan. 1 over the phone, which was a crappy quote. 2 Zoom, not bad. 3 in person. That sold him. The rep was awesome and did a thorough job. He did a thorough inventory of my house and storage unit. I felt much more confident with that company. After all, it was a 1,500-mile move. From Dan. Thanks, Dan. So let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on a move like that? It was 1,500 miles. What kind of tips right now can you give to listeners about, all right, if you're moving to Austin, Texas, and by the way, I'm going to a spa in Austin, Texas.
Doesn't surprise me.
Next month with my fashion, Gary.
Nice.
My fashion. My number one moving contractor friend insulted me last hour by saying that, well, I know moving. And I went, okay. And he goes, well, you know fashion.
What's that not an insult? Come on now.
I know fashion. I know maybe, what about fixing houses or renovation or home improvement? Any of that?
You don't post that, though. I always see your post on your new Gucci sneakers or your shirt.
Those are Nike Airs.
Okay, well, sorry.
Tiffany.
See?
With the Tiffany logo. However, they were really cool. But let me say this. There's an Adam Helfman professional page, and there's a Hire It Done page.
Okay, got it.
So the pizza, the food, the foodie, the crazy neurotic guy, that's me, Adam Helfman, your friend.
Nice.
And then there's the professional Adam Helfman.
Sorry.
Let me tell you about the moving tips today. And
okay, let's see. Let me tell you. I'm gonna go where you were going with that. We're gonna change the subject here. One of the things that's good with our company that a lot of companies don't do, like a lot of the big van lines, is the same couple guys that load your furniture here in Michigan will be the same 2 guys that deliver it in Austin, Texas, or Florida, or Albany, New York, wherever you're going. So a lot of people like that when you talk about confidence in people. If they see Gary and Adam in Michigan, they're going to see loading their truck. They're going to see Gary and Adam in New York unloading their truck. So that's one of the things that's big with when you do a local mover like myself. They're all built that way, where van lines will come with a driver. He'll hire a couple local people in town to load your truck, and then they'll go somewhere else, pick up other people's furniture. And when they get to Florida or wherever you're going, he's going to hire local people that he might not even have met before to unload your truck. So it is one of the good things about using a local mover like myself, and most all local movers do it this way.
You know what? That makes sense. That's perfect sense. So that's the reason, my friends, a guy like me thinks he knows stuff, and then you talk to Gary Bolson, 3+ decades in the business, as Gary would say, 30+ years. That's why I defer to subject matter expert. I know a lot about nothing, okay? But I also know that I'm smart enough to hire a guy like Gary to do my move, or plural, moves.
and I'd like to give a shout out to Dan Smith. I went to high school with him in upstate New York, and he's listening to us on the radio today.
Dan Smith. Nice to hear from you, my friend. Love from your jerk, Adam. Here's a good one that came in. Adam, my name is Brian. I'm a professional mover. The problem with what we in the industry call a virtual survey is that you can't really tell actual volume in photos of what may be in the closets or cupboards, etc. That is a good point. Don't you agree?
I agree.
So volume as opposed to visual. It's a difference. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, anything over 40 miles, you go by weight and distance or volume and distance. So, I mean, you need to get a clear picture of that so you know what your quote. What's that?
Do you bring a scale?
Nah, it's just, again, it's because of decades of experience that, you can look at a dresser and you can get a pretty good idea how much that dresser is going to weigh. I mean, it's not an exact science. We weigh the truck empty the morning of the move, and then we load the truck up with your furniture, and then we re-weigh the truck after it's loaded, and that's going to be your total for your move.
Is your foot on the scale?
No. No.
Adam is a professional pizza man now. That's from Freddie.
See?
Freddie the pizza man.
Pizza and fashion.
Yeah.
And home improvement.
I wonder if Freddie would come over to my pizza party and be like the special pizza guest.
Maybe probably
he'll spin a few pies.
Probably answer you right on text right now.
Well, he would. He's a good guy, and he's the best pizza. Like, literally. Everyone knows that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Gary, I want to talk about what other reasons why you'd use a moving company besides moving, into a new home. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in right here. We'll be right back. Good morning. Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Gary Bolson, Man on the Move. Gary, you like pizza?
Come on now. Yeah.
What's your favorite pizza?
Probably Italian sausage and mushrooms. If I want to get crazy, I'll just do a meat lovers, but I add mushrooms to it.
I love mushrooms. Magic mushrooms.
But I don't do much pizza anymore since I'm trying to, slim down to the better, healthier me.
Well, but you look great, by the way.
Thanks.
For everyone out there, Gary looks really good. Gary, you can do the gluten-free crust. You can do the cauliflower crust.
My wife actually makes she'll make them at home, and she makes a sweet potato crust.
Really?
Because sweet potatoes is something I can eat, and it's phenomenal. So I'll do some chicken. I'll do some chicken on a sweet potato crust, little barbecue sauce.
I made chicken Parmesan pizza the other day.
That sounds good.
To die for. Like when I cook, I don't cook all the time because I like to eat out. But when I do, you call me Chef Healthy. Like literally, you got to watch out. I'm a weapon in the kitchen.
So it's sort of like hire it done. You hire it done when you eat out. So it's.
Well, yeah. I also have a chef that comes over once in a while, makes dinner for me and my buddies and friends. I have dinner parties.
You're so bougie.
No. Listen, if you could do it, and it becomes it's a more intimate, it's more fun.
That's true.
It allows you to, I still put on an apron. It says, "Welcome to Healthy's Kitchen."
Nice.
Exactly. I know. Okay, so there's all different kinds of moves. Standard move, I bought a house. I live in Bloomfield. I'm going to Birmingham. I bought a house in Birmingham. I need you to move from Bloomfield to Birmingham. Right?
Yep.
Okay. 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles, 30 miles. We're good.
Yep.
I wake up, a tree fell over the back of my house. Crash, bang, boom. Ice, water, dangerous, unlivable. I call my guys in the insurance repair business. I call my insurance company, get a claim. Insurance company says we're going to send out Men on the Move, pack all your contents up. We're going to put you at the Townsend Hotel, Mr. Helfman. I ain't going to the Motel 6.
I'm not saying nothing.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. What? Say what? Remember that song?
Yeah.
They banned it at Bonaventure. Do you remember Bonaventure? That just aged myself. Tally Hall and Bonaventure, what up? So anyways, they put me in a hotel, and that's a moving situation. Now, do you do cleaning furniture and contents if it gets like wet or whatever? Do you have that offer for those?
No. I mean,
they'll have another company to do that.
No, there's specific companies that do restoration stuff like that.
Huntington Cleaners.
Yeah, we don't do it a lot of times. Sometimes if they get bogged down or whatever, we'll take the furniture to their warehouse. We'll deliver it to them to clean or whatever over there.
Okay, I gotcha. Do you have a senior discount?
We do.
How old do you have to be?
We sort of flip a coin.
When does AARP Center send us up? 55?
Yeah, I mean, if someone, like I said, again, we're not here to split hairs. We're here to be. If somebody calls me and they're 45, no, but we do like 55 and up. I mean, normally if you were to ask me, I would probably say 60 and up. But like I said, if somebody calls in 55, I mean, if it's you're talking $5 or $10 off an hour, of course we're going to give it to them. I mean, we want the business.
How about
we
military?
Want to keep people happy. Military, of course. Come on.
How about Patriot?
How do you prove that?
Come on. It's so easy to identify a Patriot. Anyways, okay, so you give all kinds of discounts.
Yep.
So now you got the regular move, you got the insurance repair move, right?
Uh-huh.
Then there's the emergency move, which is different than the insurance repair move. My wife threw me out. I'm throwing someone out. That's an emergency move, right? What else could there be? What other constitutes a move? An evacuation? Can you imagine? Like the train derailment. Let's evacuate. And everyone's like, grab your stuff and go. Like, hold on, let me call Gary. Gary, you got any guys? Come on, help me move. We're going up 75 north. Well, I don't know. We'll stop in a few hours when it gets clean, the water.
No, we do. I mean, we do a lot of things this time of year. Like, hopefully, after this isn't too pertinent for today, but as spring is approaching, a lot of people need to move their patio furniture back out to their patio and stuff. And people over the last 10 years have really, especially since COVID, invested a lot in the patio furniture. So the items are a lot larger and bigger than they were before, and the people might not be able to move them out ourselves. We have no move time minimums. So give us a call. We can move your patio furniture out and get your backyard set up for you if you need be.
You'll do that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I want to get new outdoor furniture this year. Did you see Gardner White has a new outdoor furniture line?
I did not.
Or they've just released all their outdoor furniture. I actually looked at it and I'm like, oh, I got to go to Gardner White.
We bought ours over at, I think it's called Farmer John's over at like 12 and Haggerty
or whatever. I like that place. They have like cool stuff.
Yeah, we bought a really nice sectional patio set over there last year.
It's expensive. You know, like you go to Target, you go to Big Lots, and you go to these things, and it looks like, oh my God, look at this with the umbrella and this huge thing. It like lasts one season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a larger guy. I mean, everybody that knows me knows I'm a bigger guy. So it's like, I need to make sure that we get good quality furniture when we get something, so it does last a while. So, we have to spend a little bit more to get that kind of quality.
I get it, and that's okay. 248-539-9797. Text us if you have a question that Google can't answer, or for Gary Paulson from Men on the Move. And look, if you want to move, there's only a couple places to do it. So I know how you've done. You've done quite a bit of work for me.
Yep.
All
over
good.
The years, yeah.
All hassle-free.
You put me on the spot a couple times with moving questions. I'm going to put you on the spot now, something we didn't talk about. Last night, prime example. We get in our house and we hear this big boom, and all of a sudden everything starts going like half power in the house.
Yeah.
Some of the lights start flickering and everything goes half power. What should I do in that situation? Is that something is that like what they call a brownout? And should I be like unplugging computers and appliances, or what should you do in that situation? Is there anything to do?
It's the ball bearings. It's all ball bearings these days. So here's what happens when you get a power surge. Snow gets on the lines. Okay, it's weight and heavy. The lines get pulled down. Okay, before it breaks, there's like tension built into them, right? And sometimes it's pulled enough where you'll get a loss of power, and then when it reconnects, it sends a surge. Now, your house converts the wires into your panel, right? Or the electrical into your panel. And then the panel distributes the electrical to the house, and you see that through. So if you get a power surge, which is very common, especially when there's a high demand on power, and then there's a lot of, let's just say, a tree branch breaks the wire in the grid next to you. Well, they're set up to where, in zones where you can get power from somewhere else, but then all of a sudden the power goes out, and then it sends a surge somewhere else. So you could be susceptible to that. So what happens is you get a power surge in your house, and your question was, should I unplug certain items? Better safe than sorry, yes. Now, you can have surge suppressors. You can have ground fault circuit interrupters. You see those in your bathrooms. Originally, they were in the bathrooms because people would plug in a hair blower and go into the tub.
Put it in the sink.
And then drop it over like, whoops.
Yeah.
That's not what you want. So better safe than sorry. However, you can put a whole house surge suppressor on, which is what I have, and that will turn everything off on purpose in case of that. So that's because of the weather, the load on the system. So if I were you, I would probably just unplug anything, instead of spending money on your home.
And if we have any insurance people listening too, it's like, if that happens and your refrigerator burns out, is that covered under homeowners, or is it not covered under homeowners?
It's covered, but we'll talk about that. Let's take a quick break. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here, my friends. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. So it was snowing, lots of snow. We have Gary Bolson in studio, Men on the Move. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Adam.
Gutter protection in this type of weather. Do you have gutter guards in your house?
No.
Do you have trees or anything that you would need them for?
Yeah, we do, and this is something we've actually discussed at my house. It's one of that and an in-home generator are two of the things that are high on our list to do.
Well, generator's a great call, but so is gutter protection. Let me just read this for you, and you're gonna know why. Because you know what, we do a lot of this at Hire It Done, and getting gutters in your house. Everyone wants gutters, but gutter protection. And so we have one of the companies, Atlas Home Improvement, and they have gutter helmet. And gutter helmet protects against leaves, pine needles, any kind of debris, all that. And their thing is, you'll never clean your gutters again. So I've known them for 20 plus years.
And 2 decades?
Probably longer. Yeah, 2+ decades. And I've seen a lot of gutter protection. And you know what? There are really good ones out there. There are some that are, made for pine needles and some that are made for this and that. But then there's a catch-all like a Atlas gutter helmet. And the way it's designed with the angles and the way the water doesn't, go over it, goes through it and around it and things like that. It's pretty interesting. But today you've got snow everywhere. Snow will be on your gutter helmet and it'll be 6 inches of it. And so what's cool about it is, if it's not raining or not snowing or not windy, then there's nothing going in your gutters. So it's not a big deal. But when the snow starts to melt, then it goes onto your into your gutters. And so with gutter helmet, it's kind of neat because when the snow melts, it either falls off or it goes through the gutters and then down. And here's the situation for everyone out here. Today, when the snow melts, because it's supposed to be 40, so tonight and tomorrow is when you see a lot of the melt. There'll be water everywhere. Ground's frozen. You're going to get water coming into your basement, into your driveway. Let's just hope the water doesn't freeze or melt all over the place. Everything's wet, and then it freezes like next week.
Right.
That becomes a big OAV.
Right.
But the thing is you got to figure out what you're going to do. I would recommend right now, and this goes to the insurance question. If anyone out there today is worried about frozen anything or melting snow or water damage, a couple things. Number one, take inventory of your house today. Go in your basement, take photos or a video from your camera on your cell phone. Email it to yourself. Put the date and say, hey, today's February 5th. What's today? Is today the 5th? Today's March 4th. I don't know what timeline I'm working in. Today's March 4th. I'm in my basement. We had a big snow, and I'm just inventorying everything before any water damage or potential water damage or anything could happen. And just videotape everything, contents, the walls, everything. Then go on the first floor. And then go on the, upstairs. And then go outside and take a video right, left, front, rear. Why? Because it's better to inventory and have proof. Because when the insurance company says to you, hey, Mr. Helfman, we heard on the radio show you're fashionista and you're bougie. We want you to prove it. I'll say, just ask Gary Bolson from Men on the Move. He's moved my shoes 100 times.
Never going to live this down.
So my point is, Gary, do you agree with that and then email yourself the evidence just so you have it?
In this particular case, yes, I agree to the video evidence.
Okay, so now that we have that, let's take to the next step. 2023, what's your outlook for the moving market this year?
Inventory is still a bit of a struggle for real estate. So, house sales are a little slow, especially with the mortgage rates going up. But I think it's going to be a good year once the spring kicks in. And, we were able to retain a lot of our employees, which is always a good thing. Okay.
And what happens, when you got to get not rid of employees, but you got to move on? What do you do?
Well, one of the things that's helped us over in the past year is it's almost a lot of people know what unemployment is. Well, years ago, I'm not sure exactly what the year is, but they came up with this underemployment for contractors, almost like myself, where if Adam, you're working for me and you're working 35, 45 hours a week, most of the year, and then all of a sudden the slow season kicks in, and all of a sudden you're working 15 or 20 hours. You can actually turn that into unemployment. and they will make up a portion of the difference between your hours that you actually work now and the hours that you normally work. And it's helped me to retain almost all my employees over the last 10 years where I wouldn't have. And I was talking to a contractor the other day that I know that has been on your show, Jen from Universal Mechanical, and she was unaware of that. So she was going to let some of her employees know that during their slow time, it's something that they can do. And it helps business owners like myself keep good employees. Otherwise, we might lose them to some other industry.
Okay, so let's go review that because I'm not having trouble following. I just want to make sure we clearly. So business is slow and you lay someone off. They collect unemployment.
Correct.
So how does unemployment involve themselves? What does it help you with?
Well, because what they do is the guys, when they do work for me, instead of collecting full unemployment, as they call, I think it's Marvin is the guy's name that they call him. Or they call Marvin the hotline, and they report how many hours they worked that week. And then the unemployment has some formula where they make up between the hours you work and the hours that you normally would work.
Okay. You know they're going to have to change Marvin's name.
Sorry.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
People are offended that it's just Marvin.
Right.
Maybe they'll change it to Maureen.
Or Marvin.
Maureen and Marvin.
Marvin and
Eminem.
Yeah, Eminem. There you go.
Oh, boy. I'm not afraid. Okay, that's nothing wrong with that. So that helps for businesses. So if someone has more information or needs more help, where would you send them? stateofmichigan.gov?
Oh, yeah.
Unemployment?
Certainly.
Okay.
I mean, you can Google it. It's a true thing.
No, I don't. I believe you.
Yeah,
there's no situation that I'm worried about there.
And like I said, it's helped out. It's, like I said, I blame government for a lot of things and a lot of people do, but I think it's one of the things that they got right. It's not really bailing anybody out because all the business owners pay into the unemployment. So it's not like it's a freebie or anything, but it helps you retain good employees where otherwise they might go to somewhere else where they can get a steady 40 hours, 365 days a year where, in my industry, it's kind of hard sometimes to do that.
Interesting. That's interesting. Well, that makes sense too, as far as I'm concerned. So what is your outlook for 2023? I know you said the inventory is are you thinking that people are going to move out of their houses into rentals, or even the rental market's tight, right?
Yeah, everything is pretty tight right now. Everybody got used to the low mortgage rates, but again, I'm not an expert when it comes to mortgage rates or anything, but I heard somewhere is that like in the last 20 years, this is the 3 or the 4% was like the lowest they had been in like 20 or 30 years. I mean, typically, even at 7%, what they are now is typically, if you look at a 50-year time frame, 7% is still really low. I can remember 30 years ago, mortgage rates were 17% or something like that. So they're still low. People are just shocked right now. And once they get over that shock, I think things will start to move again.
That's a good way to point it out. I agree with you. It's hard to say to people, oh, we're going to do it this way, you do it that way. I look at it two ways. I get all frustrated and anxiety thinking about the economy and politics and all that. So then I'm like, you know what? Don't even think about it. Think about food, pizza, and home improvement. And it gets me through the day. Now, Gary, let me ask you a question. How often do you move someone that had like a house, like a flood or like a roof leak?
It doesn't happen that much, but it does happen. We just we actually had a job out in the city of Westland where a pipe burst on Christmas Eve at a large complex. Yeah. For a large complex out there, and we're actually been contracted with them to over the next 30 days to move out 50 apartments while they get new carpet and drywall and stuff put in. So it does happen, and when there's a call, we're there to help out in any way we can. Obviously, it's what we do for a living. It's how we put food on the table for our families. So anything we can help out, we try to do, but it happens.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. Perfect sense to me. You have any home improvements planned yourself this year?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we'd like to do is we'd get the leaf guard or the gutter helmet. It's one of the things that we'd like to do. So I'll be calling those friends of yours up and giving them a holler. We did a concrete patio last year, so we love that. We're looking to enjoy that this year, so that's one of the things.
Outdoor living.
Yeah, outdoor living. And like I said, we would like to look at a in-house generator too. One of those ones where your power goes off and it clicks on, a full home generator, I think they call it.
Yes, full standby.
Yeah, we have a small one now that'll run the refrigerators and stuff like that.
Typically, everyone should have at least one of those, but a full backup standby generator that's gas powered from natural gas is literally the ultimate luxury. Everyone should have one, especially with the age of our grid right now. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about some more home improvements that I want to cover that can impact moving as well.
Sure.
My name's Adam Helfman, 248-539-9797. Keep it locked in. If you have a question, text us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Gary Bolson from Men on the Move. Back in studio. Welcome back, Gary.
Time is flying by, Adam.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Man.
Atlas Home Improvement has been helping homeowners protect their homes for 30-plus years. Atlas Home Improvement is proud to install the #1 rated gutter protection product, Gutter Helmet. We talked about that earlier.
We did.
Protect your home from water damage. Keep your gutters clean of leaves, pine needles, other debris. Never clean your gutters again. And by the way, they mean that. I guarantee it. Right now, save 20% off. Gary, you can call them. Receive a $150 Visa gift card. Protect your home for a lifetime. Call Atlas Home Improvement today at 1-800-762-3817 for a free in-home consultation, or visit AtlasHomeImprovement.com.
And those things are great when you are selling your house. It does increase the value, when you have things like that, or a full home generator or gutter helmet, stuff like that. It increases the value of your home when you move out.
You know what? That's why we need to get a real estate agent on here. We're going to get your wife on here. Bring her on. Because I want to talk about what are the things at home improvement that people do on home improvement that actually add value. A new roof, and then roofs are deal breakers.
Even stuff like basic landscaping, curb appeal is like everything when it comes to buying a house. When people pull up, they want to picture themselves living there. So
yeah, it's one of those crazy things. By the way, don't forget today's Salt Sale Saturday at Beauchamp. He's the king of water, right?
Yeah.
He's been supposed to be in here twice in a row, but he's
the king of snow.
Well, he's plowing. I got to give him credit. He's such a good guy. Do you have clean water at your house?
Of course.
We have to, the water's the next frontier. You got to have clean water. You see the derailment in Palestine?
Oh, yeah.
Ohio? They're poisoning stuff.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm so OCD, I got to get Beauchamp. And by the way, today's Salt Sale Saturday, as you know. I'm going to read this real loud. Every Saturday, you get Duracube regular, unbelievably low, $5.99 a bag, 40-pound bag. Go there because as him being the king of water, the parking lot's clean.
Right.
It's always a good thing. So moving out of a house, people don't do it all the time. At least you don't want people to do it all the time. But it's a necessity in time. But if you don't plan properly, it could be very expensive.
Yeah.
What are some of the nightmares you've heard from moving companies? Because I've heard people go online and they just say, I need a moving company, and they fill out a form for some. Next thing you know, they're getting calls from a million movers. Oh, we're the best. And I guess they're called brokers.
Yeah.
Tell me how to avoid that.
One of the best things you can do, I think, is just family or friends, or a lot of people, you reach out to these, All Things in Farmington and stuff like that, or you visit a website like hireitdone.com that somebody's already vetted the people. If you do that, there's no way to go wrong, because people like Adam and Hire It Done, or people that are from your friend or maybe your chamber of commerce or whatever, they deal with credible people, and those are the kind of people that you want your move. Don't just Google, cheap movers near me and call the first number that comes up on the list. Find somebody that's actually used somebody, and that's who you should call first, whether it's Men on the Move, or it's ABC Moving, or it's somebody else. Rely on your family and friends in credible places like the BBB and Hire It Done to point you in the right direction.
Better Business Bureau. That's a good one. By the way, we're going to reignite the Home Improvement Council. I'm going to need your help with that.
Okay.
It'll be fun. So, Gary, have you put a new roof on your house?
Not this home.
How
I've
long have you lived
done
at
it
this
before.
home?
What's that?
How long have you lived at this home?
8 years.
Okay.
We did do a new roof on our office building, though, last year or 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think.
You listen to the show.
Yeah.
You've heard me talk about a roof at cost.
Yep.
Can you believe the waves we're making? I get every day someone says, what is this roof at cost? What are you doing? Greg Tittle Brothers, Kangaroo, they're all friends of mine, right? And they're all great guys, but they're no longer part of Hire It Done because I had to make a move. And for everyone out there, it's my responsibility as an expert in the home improvement industry to present to homeowners the best value with the best results possible. And when it becomes an oxymoron or contrary to what I do, I still have to be upfront with homeowners. So we have this new thing called the Roof Resource. And it's basically a roof at cost. So imagine, Gary, for you need a new roof. You get quotes from all the guys that I know, and they give you great quotes, great price. You're really, you're excited. You believe in it. I've endorsed them. And then you call the Roof Resource because you hear me talking about that, and the price is the same shingle, the same quality, the same warranty, if not better, almost half the price. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
Of course.
Right. So that's how I first looked at it. So now I'm thinking to myself, let me peel away a few layers. Let me turn the owner upside down a little bit. Let me check him out. Let me check out how this works. It took me 6 months. And I figured it out. And it's a game changer, and it's a change in the industry. It's a disruptor. It's the roofresource.com. Obviously, we've talked about it, but like we talk about change in the home improvement business, technology. Here's one of the first changes, major change in an industry where the homeowner wins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like in Hire It Done, I said, let my pre-screen contractors compete for your business. The goal for that is the homeowner to win.
Right.
Because I always told people, get 3 bids. At this point, I say, for the Roof Resource, get a bid from other contractors, I don't care who, then call us. We don't mind. We're going to be less every time. And people think it's too good to be true. And I don't blame them, because over time it'll adopt. But when you know, or we know, when the manufacturers, Owens Corning, GAF, Certainty, all the big ones, are contacting us, what's going on here? What are you doing? How do we get involved? What do we got to... Everyone's like ChatGPT.
Right.
I got to figure out how to monetize it. I get all excited. So like something like that, moversatcost.com.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Actually, when you said that, I was laughing in my head. I was thinking of that too.
My whole point is it's interesting because now the Roof Resource is franchising. And they're working through their franchise documents right now. But if anyone is interested in considering it or exploring that opportunity, like if you're a police officer, you're a fireman, you're a teacher, you want to retire and you want to get out of the crazy toxic mess that the world's created for you guys and work from home, buy a Roof Resource franchise, because you'll make more money if you work hard, probably less stress.
And just like you said, you always say, don't always accept the lowest bid. A lot of times the one in the middle is the best. But like I said, if you have the lowest bid and it's backed up by a credible source like Hire It Done or the BBB,
correct,
or family or friends. Yeah. So, I mean, there are cases where the lowest bid is not always the best. But in this case with Roof Resource, it's...
Let me just say this. You're such a smart person, Gary, because I always said that. I would never use the lowest bid, and it scares people. But people are always, no matter what we say in the home improvement business, how we want to deny it's there, price always leads. So if you want low price, but you want quality, they used to say you can only get 2 out of the 3, price, speed, and quality. You can only pick 2. Well, here you can get lowest price and high quality. First time ever in the roofing industry. First time ever.
Right.
How does
and you've been doing roofing longer than you've been doing home improvement.
Well, 3 decades.
Right.
Here's the thing: when I created Hire It Done and I started watching the trends, homeowners' #1 request to my website was roofing, because it's the opposite of do-it-yourself. Nobody does their own roof.
Right.
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 So if that's the case, then let's lead. You lead, you follow, you get out of the way. I choose to lead. So like with you, I tell homeowners, if you want your move to go smooth, you go with Men on the Move. And guess what? If there's an issue or a problem, and by the way, every job has some sort of problems, it's the owner that you have to rely on to be solution-minded. Is that a fair statement,
right.
Gary?
And upstanding. I mean, they have to do the right thing for everybody.
Yeah. So...
And if you want to move yourself, at least have us come out and load your rental truck. We can do that for you too, because the way things shift and jockey especially on a long distance move, you want to make sure that truck is packed right. So we can, like I said, we can come out and load your rental truck for you as well.
That's the best way to do it. I mean, Gary, you understand. You understand how it is. That's why it makes sense when people ask me about a moving company. I don't promote any other moving companies. I'm happy with you. The response from homeowners is 5 stars every time. They brag about you. They refer you to other people. You're a good guy as a person, and I consider you a friend.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on today.
But I don't know fashion.
It's okay.
Teach
I can
me.
teach you. Yeah, we'll start at Kohl's. My name's Adam Helfman. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We will absolutely be here next week. Go to hireitdone.com if you want good contractors. Talk to you later.
Have a great day, everyone.